Welcome to the Gibbons Talks Boxing YouTube channel. It's been a while since I put any interviews out, so I thought I'd catch up with the Avon Valley Road Warrior himself, GERAINT Goodridge, also known as the Magic Man. Well, he calls himself the Magic Man. I call him the Road Warrior. What have you been up to, GERAINT? It's been a difficult time for everyone with the COVID.
Terrible. It was bloody nearly there again. The first time with Dan Barton, as we know, and the second time with Morgan. Fight was on. Last check bloody weighed in 11 stone 8, week out, and they pulled the plug of the COVID. It was a hard one to take, that was, because we'd had the full camps. Obviously, he had a camp as well, and it just bloody. That was a massive minus in the boxing for me, because I'd come 2 wins, got the 2 wins, and then got back in contention, and then that, so I'm just thinking, is this ever going to come off, But
yeah, because that was March 28th last year, 2020. Yeah. You were due to fight Morgan Jones for the vacant Welsh middleweight title. I had a vested interest in it as well, because I was going to be doing the commentary on the fight for KOTV Boxing along with Enzo Macronelli. So I was looking forward to commentating on the fight, because it was a fight, a genuine. I don't know. Some people were favouring you, some people were favouring Morgan. It had people in Welsh boxing really excited, and I could just see more and more things across the country closing down and stopping, and I was just hoping we could just get this one fight in before everything locked down, but the COVID beat us, unfortunately.
As you know, if you knew how much I see you out on your bike and whatever else when I'm running, and I see you in the refresh and places, and what it means to me,
Yeah.
And it was just I was thinking, I think it's Jeff from the boxing board came at the last check where he said, look, right, I know you've worked hard, Morgan has as well. And he said, don't be surprised if this fight doesn't go ahead. I was like, whoa. Everybody was texting me, is it going to go on? And as you say, everything just shut down. And the fight, unfortunately, didn't go ahead. I think... Sorry, mate.
No, you go on. Sorry. Go ahead.
Everything happens for a reason. My life, that I've gone through my life thinking that everything happens for a reason. If something doesn't, so maybe it wasn't meant to be, So this is a second time, and as we say, third time lucky. I was in a bad place with everything that had gone on. It all fell through, and I was thinking, do I keep going? But hey, as a fighter, if you get it down, you got to get back up, man. And I was down for a bit, but now I'm back. I'm back training, and I'm just waiting for a date. Hopefully, I'll be in contention again. Well, I think I am, me and Morgan. I know he's training over the Ronda somewhere. And just I want a date, and I'm willing to step in and fight for it ASAP.
So at what stage were you told that the fight was off? Because 28th of March, as I mentioned, was the fight date in the LC2 in Swansea. So at what point were you told that it was called off?
I can't remember the exact day, but it was the Monday, the exact date, sorry, but it was the Monday before the fight. That's when, or it may have been the Tuesday morning, I was up with Jamie, and he said, the fight has been called off. So 4 days out, really.
Yeah.
Bloody.
And something that perhaps fans don't realise is that, of course, for all your training camp and everything, you didn't get paid for that training camp. No, you didn't get paid. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. So all the training, all the hard work, all the sacrifices, and the time off from work that you took is all, in effect, wasted.
That leaves me to say this. We have T-shirts made for the fight. I want to show them here.
Yeah. Bring it close to the camera there. Good, that's it, yeah.
There's so many on there.
Yeah, lower it down slowly, that's it, mate, yeah. So everyone can see the sponsors.
Yeah, so these guys, as you say, these guys didn't get the publicity then, the edge on the arm as well. There we are, middleweight Welsh title, Team Goodridge 2020, so maybe I'll throw out a bit. No, No, but them guys, they sort of paid for my camp, and I went into a full-time camp for it because, as you know, it means everything. So they, lost out as well. I'm hoping some of them will stay on board with the new camp. I know my medicals are due as well, so bloody hell. But as you say, yeah, we did. I trained for 11 weeks full time, and I didn't get nothing. So that was a bit of a sucker punch as well, to take, like, because I'd stopped doing my job, which is a window cleaner, as you know.
Yeah.
So I'd stopped doing that, and nothing in return. So it was a bit of a bugger. But hey, you've got to look at it. I guess COVID has taken lives. It's bloody, it's ruined everything. So it's not just me. So I think we're all going through the same kind of crisis then, because that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, financially and jobs are being lost, and people are losing family. So I look at it like there's always somebody worse off, and you just got to dust yourself up and go again, and that's what I'll do. I'm quite good at doing that.
Yeah, I mean, the fight itself, yourself and Morgan, a really well-matched contest. Morgan, I think most people considered Morgan the better boxer, whereas you were probably considered maybe the fitter guy, the guy who throws more punches, the more aggressive fighter. So it was a great clash of styles. There seemed to be a little bit of a needle between yourself and Morgan as well in the build-up. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, it's just a few things were said. I don't know if he was trying to wind me up or what. We'd sparred, said he was going to knock me out, all the best, and he'd be the first person to if he does. So yeah, all the best to him. I've been stopped with body shots and then been KO'd. So if that's what he thinks, he can carry on. But then it just got going, and I was like, look, I don't need to talk on social media about it. Same as I don't now. I'll do my talking when the fight comes. But the thing I did get a bit, which I like to mention, there was a bit of thing about the elephant on Morgan's chest, and it's as people know now what it's for, and I would never do that. So I just like to get that in, that and God rest his soul, his little boy and everything, and it wasn't nothing coming from me. And then I put a post out on social media saying anybody who got anything to say about Morgan's tattoo is what it's for, and please, don't do that,
Yeah.
So that was the needle. And then the fight fell through, and then me and Morgan spoke, and it said, oh, look, there's no need for the hype, blah, blah, blah. And then two days later, he goes online, and Morgan said somebody's getting knocked the fuck out. So he can carry on. Leave him carry on chatting shit, but I ain't getting knocked out. That's all I gotta say.
But I guess for guys like yourself and Morgan, you're both boxing at the sort of grassroots Welsh area level of boxing.
Yeah.
A bit of a rivalry, a bit of banter, if you want to call it, a bit of back and forth on social media. As long as it's done, there is a line that shouldn't be crossed. I think everyone agrees, but it's good to help build a fight, build up interest.
Yeah, it's like you said. I think the fight, it's already made. It's already built up the interest anyway. I think it's quite clear that why I want to do it, like why I want to get my boys the belt, and I'll go through hell to do that for them. I really will. And Morgan's a better boxer. Look, flipping heck, he was boxing when I was playing football, and he was flipping boxing pro, I think. So I think the fight has sold itself. It's like the flipping underdog versus he got big aspirations. He's on about going on to win British titles and that. So I think the fight, you don't really need to be chatting a load of shit on social media about, we're not getting tens of millions for it. So let's just get it on. And I think, as I say, if generated enough publicity anyway, as you've illustrated in the previous interviews and earlier on in this one, people want to see the fight. So sooner it's made, the better for me.
Yeah, you know me though, Goody. I'm just trying to stir things up a bit.
I think you actually stirred that fight up. The movie fight could have sparred. Here we go now. How many other names you got for me? Who else wants to beat me up?
But in all seriousness, I presume Morgan. I mean, I haven't spoken to Morgan for a while. I will actually message him as soon as I get finish this interview to you.
Oh, no doubt, you'll message him.
But I presume Morgan still wants to fight. You clearly still want the fight, and if there are any promoters out there who happen to watch this interview that want to put this fight on, it'd be a great fight between two boys who definitely want to win the belt.
Yeah, 100%. For any promoter, I know that the big matchroom shows are on, and I think MTK are doing them, and that's just to mention a few. I know there's televised fights on, and like Gavin Gwynn has been on too, wasn't he? He's on another one. I wish Gav all the best as well. He's a good boy, Gav. And I think it'd be a great fight for the viewers, Then maybe we may need to needle it up a bit to get more if it goes, sort of global. But in Wales, but yeah, for any promoter, that'd be a hell of a scrap because, he said I'd get it knocked out. I know I'm not getting knocked out. So, it may go the full distance and it may be a hell of a scrap,
Yeah, great clash of styles, certainly.
Might be a big 10-round fight, which may go to points. But
yeah, you mentioned it a few minutes ago about your medicals. Now, what is the situation with British boxers and their medicals now with the border control? Because obviously they got a certain amount of time to run, and during the period when you can't box, you're not allowed to box. Do you have an extension, or what's the situation?
Well, the situation is you get a brain scan, and they found my brain twice.
Did they find one with you?
I'm hoping they find it the third time. No, we had an extension, I think, on our licenses. Had a letter through saying there's a bit of an extension, but mine ran out last May. So obviously I've been waiting, but I'm not sure. I'm assuming that we just have to pay the medical fees again. I'm very lucky and very thankful that Camarava Comprehensive, my PE teacher, he actually passed away. Andrew Vaughan, as you know,
Vaughan,
and God rest his soul. What a lovely fella, one of the nicest fellas I've ever met. Well, his boy happened to be a doctor in one of my last fights, and he's out of the Andrew Vaughan Fund because I went to Camarava Comprehensive, and Andrew Vaughan was my teacher. He helps me with the medicals, and he's a doctor. So, so that's brilliant of him. But I know there's boys out there. Well, everybody, as I say, there's a bit of a financial crisis, and all the boys, I feel for them. We have to pay for the medicals, and I think I paid for them last time, but they only had 2 fights. So but I'm not sure of the extensions of that. But when I did phone the British Boxing Board Control to see where I was at with it, and they said my medicals were due, so I'm just assuming that I have to, pay for them again. So I will be trying to get some sponsorship for that. They've already put a few irons in the fire. I spoke to a boy as well called Luke Mann.
Luke. Yeah, I know Luke.
Yeah, Luke, he's a great guy, and he's on about doing the sort of these Team Goodridge T-shirts and stuff.
There we are. Geraint, now you mention it, I think I've showed it to you before. This hat is actually made by Luke Mann.
Oh, is it? Brilliant.
Yeah, I think when last I wore it, though, someone said I look like Biggie Morris, so I don't wear it anymore.
You do.
Leave it on. Perhaps I should do the cool thing like you, should I?
Yeah, that's much better, but you need to pull back for this, you do. I haven't had an haircut for bloody weeks, look.
It's not so much of a problem for me, though.
Yeah. But, Luke said that he's going to do on tracksuits, so I'd like to thank him for that. And I know that people will be able to buy them then through him, and I think that it will help me in my career in terms of medicals and stuff, if he can help me out that way, because he did mention sponsorship. So seems a top man, Luke. It's all in the pipeline now, so I thought I'd give him a mention.
Yeah, but, great. Just to touch, Luke Mann's brilliant. Does he's really well. This is a really well made hat, even though it doesn't can't see it there because of the green screen. Really well made hat for any equipment or anything you want. excellent. Kingsmaid, I think, is the name of his company. If anyone needs to get hold of him, he's on Facebook for any equipment or t-shirts, tracksuits, hoodies, anything with a logo on it you need or advertising. He's definitely the man you need to speak to. A question I've never asked you before, Geraint. I know I've interviewed you 4 or 5 times now. You obviously started off in football, played a good level of football. Do you ever regret starting out so late in boxing? Or
Yeah, I do. Yeah, bloody hell, definitely. But I think that I believe that life is made out for you before you live it. And I do regret it. But then it was, if I'd done it then, like we used to play football and we'd go out and we'd have, as the camaraderie of the football. So if I'd done it then, I don't know if I would have been as dedicated as I am now then, So, but I do regret it. Yeah, I wish I'd. Where are you now? Gwynfi, is it?
Oh, I'm at home. That's just a fake green screen.
Oh, I thought it was in a Gwynfi gym.
No. Look, I think we just I can Las Vegas, Disney World, Simpsons, wrestlers.
Bloody hell, fair play.
Only Fools and Horses.
Stay there.
And a Welver Old People's Home.
No, don't stay there, man. Oh, man.
There we are. There's Dunabravon Beach.
Oh, there we are. It's brightened up down there since I just left. But no, I wish I went to my Uncle Eddie Roberts' gym up in Cummer. Went to Albert's with my mate Lee Bev a few times. Went to John Radmore's. Bloody hell, remember the boys up there, like Daniel, Declan, Alid, my nephew Leon box. So, but I never, I was doing it as fitness for football, whereas I wish I had just said to the football and I wish I'd give it a go. But hey, it's too late now, and I just gotta, do the best I can. And like I've said, Welsh title for me was my goal. Anything beyond that, I'm just living in dreamland,
What do you think? Do you think the fact you started so late in pro boxing, do you think that's made you more hungry to be successful and perhaps pushed you on a bit more simply because you haven't got a lot of time?
Yeah,
you haven't got
definitely.
longer time to waste.
Especially now is coming to the stage where, for some people it's not a big fight, but for me this is the world title. It's a 10-round fight for a Welsh title for a belt, which my kids are bloody happy to win. So for me, now I realise I've got a year, 2 years left in boxing. I said it in my last interview. Next time I lose, I think I'll be me done. So I just got to give it my all into boxing. Live clean, bloody. Train every day, just, live the life and just give it everything I can, because there's so many people I think who look back and, we've all spoke to them and they be in pubs and clubs and they miss the boat sort of thing and they think, they say, I could have been there. But I've got the chance now this year, and this could be my last chance to actually turn around and say I was rather than I could have been, So I think older as well, my mindset, maybe some of the youngsters, when I was playing football, I weren't, I was a great player. I had a great guy looking after me. But when I was playing football, I probably learned from that because I didn't really understand on what was going on. It wasn't realistic to me then. I was just thinking, I've got plenty of time, but as now, this is my last goal. I think
you mentioned the football. A question I've always meant to ask you, but has never occurred to me at the time, is you're friends with John Hartson. I see him pop up in your social media now and again. Where did that friendship start from?
My brother and his father were good friends, and Anthony O'Callaghan down in Britain Ferry. My brother played for Britain Ferry, and my brother used to have a swing after the game, and I believe that 5 o'clock they had to kick him out to the Britain Ferry club. It was John. He was playing for Wimbledon at the time, so I think my brother should be part of the crazy gang himself. But then the friendship got on. Then I was with Swansea City. down there for a little bit, and then I went up to Scotland, and then mine and John's friendship sort of got bigger, and we've kept in touch since then. When I was playing back home, he come back to live because his kids were down Swansea way, and I used to do some driving for him to his guest speaking event. So then we become really close. Like, we used to stay in hotels and for 3 days, and we had met some great characters and yeah. So we got a good friendship, me and John, but we'll always keep in touch. I think he's just had a knee operation now, a new knee, so he's recovering from that in there. So I texted him the other day saying, "Don't worry, big man, you'll be sprinting again next week." I think my last message I received of him was
And what do you think? I presume you saw it on Twitter. I don't know if you have or not, about James Lilley, who's recently won some award for his poetry.
What?
Oh, you missed that, have you?
I was expecting him to say it, and he's got into American wrestling because he's done. What have he done altogether, Keith?
He's done a pro boxing, MMA, and obviously bare knuckle boxing.
Kung Fu.
Well, probably has, yeah, probably done all. But yeah, he's recently been doing poetry for the last, I don't know, since lockdown. And he just put on Twitter today that he's won an award for his poetry.
Oh, fair play to him. That's it. But he's a lovely guy, James.
So perhaps have you got any hidden talents, Geraint, you can surprise us with?
Well, I tried singing, but no.
Would you write a book at some point or something, at some stage? For your experiences in life and that?
Yeah, a guy did show a lot of interest in writing a book. But then again, the Welsh title thing was like, if you could sort of nail that, it'd be one hell of a book, because of all my, without going into them, with all my, ups and downs. I would say life's a roller coaster. So,
Give us one of your little stories that we're going to go in the book then, just to sort of whet the appetite of any potential buyers of the good ebook.
Just off the top of the head, I can't really think of it, Keith. I can't really think well off this. No, not on the spot. Like, I'll save most of them for the book, but it might be worth a read. There might be a couple of people I have to leave out, So
I think you did actually have a meeting at one point, didn't you, with some guy? Yeah,
he started writing it. He has.
Right.
He started writing it. He was doing something down in Swansea. I think he wrote one, and it was all about if he could get onto a
publisher,
onto a shop shelf. Yeah, but I haven't heard of him for a while. I know he had to be on Facebook the other day, but with this COVID and that, I think everything's up in the air. He did come up and see my mum and dad, and I chat with them. I mean, him had a good chat. He come to my last fight in Pontypool. And then I haven't heard of him since, so I'm not sure. Perhaps he's writing a better book.
Perhaps he's writing a book about Morgan Jones instead, is he?
Hey, maybe he could be even write one about Jake Anthony. Who knows?
Yeah, with Jake Anthony as well, or Richie Gardner.
Oh, has he retired?
Richie, no, Richie. I was speaking to Richie about 2-3 days ago, actually. Funny enough.
Somebody told me he retired from managing or something.
No, he's not. No, I spoke to him 2-3 days ago. He was just talking in general about boxing and the whatnot.
Yeah, it's just, when do you think the shows be back up and going, Keith?
I think small hall shows, and until they can basically allow crowds in, they're not gonna happen. Really, I don't think. Just simply because there's no way of the promoters. I mean, they only really break even on small hall shows just through the crowds. I mean, they never really make much profit, so they're not going to. It's going to have to.
Because I got a bit itchy knuckle, like, because as we've said, like, my career is not going to last, for many years. So something come up on Twitter, and I tried to get on against a guy called Idris Virgo.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
I saw you mentioned it, but he's a fool. Him. He just he said, like, I was down to the most they wanted to see me and him have a scrap, and he said, "Who's this guy?" He said, get me off the pole. He's not in my league. But I looked and he's like ranked 25 places below me and he's never boxed no one who's won a fight. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that because don't upset no one, but he boxed his last 4 people. They have never won. So this guy. So, and then
is he's a celebrity or something, is he? Or some reality star show or something?
An idiot, that's what he is. He was calling Liam Williams out. Perhaps he, I don't know, perhaps he don't appear anymore.
I think that'd be a mistake.
No, yeah.
Liam out.
He was on bloody I'm a Celebrity. Then he started boxing, and then they turned the fight down with me and never really contacted us. And then he boxed Kevin McCauley, who's like a welterweight, and he's super. I don't know. So I showed a bit of interest because he was on telly. But then when I seen like he's boxing as welter, I just put something else on. Like, you know, he's just a fool that way. But I'll fight him tomorrow if I'm ready now for a scrap. So,
what do you think about these YouTube boxers? The type I'm talking about. I didn't know the names. Jay, you know the ones I'm talking about. The guys, these influencers.
Well, what I think of it personally is, it's a bit. Somebody asked me this the other day. It's a bit of a piss take, isn't it, for the boys who've been there for years, waiting for a shot to, box bloody Floyd Mayweather, and then one of these bloody idiots. It's just they're bringing the sport down a bit, don't they? That's my outlook on it. But social media and everything these days is a way to make money. Look, so like McGregor and Mayweather. Look how much money they made from that. Like,
didn't you predict McGregor to beat Mayweather in that fight?
No, it wasn't me.
I'm sure I see. I'm sure I saw. I thought good. You knew better than that.
No, it wouldn't be.
It was.
I tell you what I did predict. Right? Ruiz to beat Anthony Joshua.
Well, in the rematch.
No, first one.
First one.
Honest to God, I put on there about half hour before the fight. I put, this is going to be the biggest upset since Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson.
Oh,
and sure enough, it was.
Yeah.
So but I'm not very good at predicting things. I'm going to go outside. With the weather, I'm going to go outside and get wet before I know it's raining. So that's too many ends of the ball, too many punches in the head.
So anyway, boxing aside, what have you been doing yourself during lockdown? Are you still working, I presume?
No, I'm not at the minute.
No,
because obviously with the way it is, the lockdown.
Okay, so that's affected your work as well then.
Yeah, really bad. Yeah, because the older people are all, they're all self-isolating and everything. So we come to a stage of so many people bloody dying, and unfortunately I don't want to, I couldn't live with the fact if one of my car and I'd gone there, and so I've been training. Well, I've started back up about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I've been flat out training, like I've trained today. I sparred Dixon last night, Tony. I went from running, like I've been training. I haven't had a day off, only when I really needed to, like for the last 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm just getting back in the zone, just in case that, like you said, if a fight did come off, if it was on the big stage or the small shows get called on, I would be ready, So
yeah, so you're basically you'll be willing to take any fight now, not just obviously. I know you want the Morgan Jones fight for the Welsh title, but you'd be willing to take any fights, obviously within reason.
Yeah, I'd have to. I don't want to, because I'm at this stage. This is a bit of a tricky one, Key, because I'm at this stage. I've spoke to a lot of people about it. I could possibly get a fight in March, April time, but they've got to be fight. I don't want to put myself out of contention for the title fight. So I'm just. But how long do you wait? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm running out of time in the sport. How long do you wait for the belt? I would take a fight because I'll bloody, as you know, I've taken fights on a Tuesday and gone up and fought big prospects on a Saturday night, with Darren Wilson driving. Flipping, like the trip was more dangerous than the fight. No, he's a great guy, Darren. But I don't know. I really want the belt. Like, I'm willing to give everything to get it. Then maybe I don't know. We'll see where it goes after that. But I am willing to take a fight for that. I want the next fight to be for the belt. So I'm just in a catch-22. I'm in there. I don't know. My head's jumbled up with it. But that's all I can do is train through it, Key. I get myself 100% fit again and just see what comes. Like, you know.
I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor. I don't know if there's any truth to it, that you were offered a fight on the Joshua Ruiz undercard for the rematch. Was there any truth to that, or was that just a story that done the rounds?
No
truth to that.
Not I've heard.
Oh, okay.
I've never had any phone calls. Who's it against?
I don't know. I just heard that your name was mentioned by somebody to go.
Yeah, it might have been
Saudi to fight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but
no.
Okay.
No, nothing.
All right.
Oh, wait there. Was that before the title fight was on?
That would have. Well, I presumed it was for the Joshua Ruiz rematch, but I mean, there's been 1 or 2 shows in Saudi.
I did get offered something out there. I can't remember it though.
I remember Amir Khan fought out, didn't he, at one point? So it could have been that show as well.
It slipped my mind. I did get offered a fight abroad, but it was against somebody who flipped it at 18, not 19 out because he hit the ref out as well. No. Yeah, it was just one of them fights where you think it's worth going out there for, you know, to get your head punched in. But yeah, no, I did, yeah. Now you said, I think I see you by the refresh we spoke about something.
Yeah, we always bump into each other at the refresh, don't we?
Maybe I had a couple of tipples. So. Yeah, I did get offered. I can't remember now, though it was back. Yeah.
Okay, then, mate. Just before we go, do you want to give any shout-outs to any, I know you mentioned them earlier, but any particular sponsors or people you want to give a shout-out to?
No, it's just, that's it really, pal. It's, you know, the sponsors. I'll show them again, because just in case you missed them, I'll call them out individually as something financial. My main sponsor, they look after me. They've looked after me since I started. Got traditional window conservatory company, K&M Building Solutions, Olympia Fitness, Edge Menswear, Definitive Rhymes, GCL Comms, Emperor Leisure. He helped me a lot, Jamie. Optimum Financial helped me a lot through the last cup as well. The A-Wayne Bridgend pub, the barbershop Carmarthen, they are still on board. That woman down there, she's worth going down for a trim. She's a good lady.
Yeah, so it's not have a trim is not an issue for me, mate. These days.
You can go down there for one of them wet shave things, man. Don't mess with the baldies. JA Man with a Van and Wales Roofing Solutions. Yeah, that's about it. And my brother as well. My brother always helps me out. He just gave me a bike yesterday, so to help with the training. But my mate as well, my mate Lewis Richards, he's going into BKB. So like I went with the I got to thank him, because with all the shit that's gone on, basically, because that's what it is with fighting off and everything, he sort of picked me up and said, come on, let's go training again. So I know he wants to go into the BKB, and I don't know why they're a different animal in that bloody sport, but so a big shout out to him as well, just for pulling me through like the crap times. But I'm in a good place now, and as I say, I just want to get fit, and then let's see what the next 2 years holds for me.
Okay, thanks for talking to me this afternoon, Geraint. Good luck for the future. Hopefully you get a fight soon. And you know, you can get back out there. Hopefully it's the fight with Morgan Jones. I know it's a fight that all of Welsh boxing wants to see, a really good matchup between a pair of you. And well, good luck for the future, mate. Top man, Key. I'll speak to you soon, mate. Hopefully I'll have the best, as we always say. There we are, Paul. All the best. Ciao, mate.